gotta switch screens. And coming to you live from an old woman's house on a hill where the sports candy is dressed in Miami chic, and everybody else has bad styles. And the prodigal son is not drinking again. It's time for Sports Allegedly.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Sports Allegedly, coming to you on this 11th day.
Do you want to know what episode it is?
Of Friday. What episode is this?
Number 46.
Number 46.
We are 4 away from number 50.
Almost our 50th.
Well, official 50.
Official 50. Yeah, okay.
I mean, we're actually quite a bit ahead.
So almost, as weeks go, we've almost been doing this as a year. Well, we've been doing it over a year, but
year and
officially been a year. But anyway, thanks for joining us tonight. Obviously, we're going to talk about a lot of football tonight because that's our bread and butter, and we're ready. It's getting close. We're less than we're about 3 weeks away from college officially. We're already watching NFL preseason, the shit show that those games are. But hey, it's football. Who's bitching?
Fun shit show.
So anyway, we're going to start off tonight. Got Sean, Creston, Zach to my right. We're going to start off with a little conference realignment. Let's talk about that because tonight we're going to talk about the SEC. We're going to do our predictions for the SEC, the East and West, and then we're also conference realignment. And we're also going to talk about later as we move on to the NFL. We're going to talk about our predictions for our last divisions. We've already picked our other ones, and we'll talk about that as we recap right before
Big 10 and Big 12
the season. No, NFL I meant, and this will be our last night as AFC and NFC East. But we're going to start with conference realignment. Any thought? I mean, it's been a wild week since we last talked. We'd actually got all of the Big 12 and the Big 10. And then you've got the 4 hangovers.
So Gonzaga's actually still in the mix to get into the Big 12. Your Mark still wants them, Gonzaga, because they don't bring football. They bring all the other stuff.
Yeah, he's trying. But anyway, for the football perspective, when we last left everybody, we had kind of got down that there was the big announcement that the 4 corners were coming to the Big 12. Yeah.
Utah, Arizona State.
Yes,
Colorado.
And then Colorado had already been there, and then the other viable, what I call Pac-12 teams, Oregon and Washington, we're moving to the Big Ten. So
which gives UCLA and USC at least a reprieve on travel games if they have to play them. Even though USC didn't want them in the Big Ten.
Well, allegedly read multiple articles that USC was a little pissed off because they thought being in the Big Ten they could control the West Coast, and now the Oregon's coming over. And let's face it, folks, I don't give a shit what you say, and I know hold on. I know we're a pro OU cast. Oregon is doing some real things as far as recruiting, and USC's falling behind.
Yes.
They really are. Now they've had some good transfers. Their defense will be better this year. We'll talk about that when we preview the Pac-12 as it is coming.
I thought we already did the Pac-12.
I don't think we did. Did we do it already?
I thought we did.
No, I don't think we have done that. As it is right now, we got 1 year to prove.
AAC.
No, I think Creston, what have we done so far? We did the AAC. We did the AAC. And
we should have done 3.
ACC.
We done the AAC.
Yes.
And we done the ACC. I mean AAC. Excuse me.
Yes.
I thought we did Pac-12.
And now we're going to do the SEC tonight.
Yeah.
That's
The first
what
one.
No, we picked Utah because
we might have done the Pac-12. Flip back a few pages over.
Let me go further back.
We might have.
No, because we did that final year. Because we're 3 in. This is the 4th NFL.
Should be. You might be right.
And we did.
So the thing is, actually, now that I think about
AAC first. I think we did Pac-12 and then ACC.
But you know how we've done 3 of these? We did one of these alone, I
I
believe.
got the AAC.
And then we did that
I
Pac-12
got the
one
ACC.
alone.
Pac-12 was
And the SEC tonight. So
Sorry.
I do not have the Pac-12. If we done it, I missed a week. I was gone. So I didn't write it down.
That's right.
I missed a week.
Yes.
So we have to go back and listen and figure
We'll have to go back.
Sorry.
No, you're right. That's exactly
So
what
we already did the Pac-12.
You have yours. You have your notes. Anyway,
So these are the notes of the colleges that are left.
So we've got SEC left, which we're going to do tonight, and then we've got the Big 12,
Yes.
which we're going to save this Big 12.
So I got to get my Pac-12
Yeah.
wrote down and
Yeah.
get all you all's
Yeah.
information.
That's what I was saying. I was like, because we did one of these alone with no college involved. And then the week before that is when you weren't here and they did that.
Okay,
That makes
sorry.
sense.
Okay.
No, it makes sense. I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that. Which I mean. Anyway, back to that. So the conference realignment in Pac-12 essentially has got 4 teams left. Oh, no, sorry, yeah.
ACC shit. Right
4 teams left, and now those teams are scrambling to find someone to take them. Allegedly, ACC says, "Hey, we're going to talk about it," but then according to
they got together.
They've got. I mean, they're getting together because those 4 are like hanging from a lifeline. They're reaching out to everybody to get together. I don't think the ACC is reaching out to them. I think it's the opposite.
No,
way.
the ACC reached out to talk to them, said, "Hey, we're just going to take Cal and Stanford."
Why?
Because they just want Cal and Stanford.
Why?
I don't. ACC's trying to expand. They're trying to keep up.
Why?
Because of their television contract, they're not making money. Their money's going downhill.
That's
and
my
remember,
whole,
they're going
Why
until
would you pick up 2 losing?
They're going
teams.
until 2036.
They ain't bringing anything.
I know, but that's what they want to do. So they talked, and they got all the presidents.
Hey, listen,
together.
when you want to hear the facts, you listen to the Sports Allegedly. We're going to talk the truth.
Well,
We're not going to talk about this bullshit on ESPN, and they're going to coddle these schools and not talk
So
shit.
the presidents-
Stanford, California brings 0, 0, and fucking 0 to TV.
Right.
I'm in.
California brings 0 to college
You got,
sports.
but the
except
4
USC.
teams,
Except
the teams in the ACC don't want it because
And that's only when they're good.
Yeah, because when they're not
hey,
good,
we have to
then
throw SMU into
no one
that.
remembers.
But they don't want it because it takes away from their money. They have very little money as it is right now, and those teams don't want to lose their money.
Well, we've talked about this. I mean, we've done the stats on previous podcasts. Check us out.
And nobody wants to do the travel.
That Florida State and Clemson, I mean, as far as the people watching the eyeballs,
Carolina's
they bring like
the
95% of people's households, and the rest, and Carolina's a little bit down.
But that's why they make the most money.
But that's why Florida State's
That's why they get the
pissed.
bigger.
But they're getting the equal share.
It was the OU
of
Texas.
they're getting
OU Texas in the Big 12. They get the bigger shares.
Yeah,
They make the most
exactly,
money.
and they're getting an equal share.
Clemson.
But they're not. There's no equal share with the ACC.
Clemson and Florida State are not getting. They're all getting an
It's
equal
all equal.
share.
They're wanting a different share.
They're bringing in
I'm
all the
aware.
money, and
Yeah.
they're getting an equal share.
So I did some.
And I'm
digging.
talking, hold on, I'm not, I think that might be the biggest discrepancy as far as a conference goes, as far as viewership for a TV. Rights, because they signed that deal for 2036 for the grant of rights. And then Clemson, Florida State more, because they're even better than Clemson. Let's not, I mean, Clemson's
remember when they signed
they've
that
had a
deal,
good run.
When they signed that deal, that was like the richest deal by a conference at the time.
I don't know if it was at the time. It could have been comparable to the SEC,
'Cause they signed that,
but it was better than
7
everything
years
else.
ago?
I
forget when they signed it.
but you're talking.
But you have to take the amount of years they signed it for, so it wasn't that good.
No, but the growth, and that's what we're seeing in the Big 12. That's what we're seeing in the Big 10. That's what we're seeing in the SEC. Is the growth. Now,
Well, it's also a lot
we
about
found
leadership
out
too.
we did
Leadership
find out
by
that ESPN
conference
came to
commissioners.
the Pac-12, and it was,
allegedly,
and it
because
was-
we have
and it
not
was
seen that
before-
proof. It's been reported.
and it was before USC and UCLA had left. They offered them all, so each school would make $30 million.
Which is comparable to the Big 12. We talked
Pac-12,
about
yeah.
that.
But the Pac-12 turned it down. They came back with an offer of $50 million.
That was their counter.
That was their counter offer. I guarantee you, ESPN would have went to 35 million.
That's what I was going to say.
That would have been their top
35 to 40
because
at most. And
the
I don't think
schools
they would
do
it.
not bring eyes. They would have given 35 and been done. But they countered with 50 because they believe themselves to be the upper echelon. Because
Pac-12?
how many teams have they had
You know.
in?
Anyway.
How many teams have they had in the college football playoff?
Washington, I remember
Washington.
once,
Oregon went.
and
the
Oregon
first year.
twice. But I don't think that was during the playoff. I think Oregon might have been in the BCS era. Because I know...
No, I think the first year of the BCS, Oregon went.
No, I'm saying not in the college playoff.
College football.
I don't think it's... I think it's only been Washington.
I know
Four.
Washington.
Washington or Oregon
I do
made
know
it
Washington.
twice. With,
No, I know, but I thought Oregon, the very first year, went into the college.
I think
No,
that was
that was
even during the
Alabama,
BCS era.
Was it
Yeah.
the year before the
Because you
playoffs?
had, what's his name, Zach, that was drafted with Jameis Winston. He was number
Marcus
2.
Mariota.
Mariota, yes. Obviously a bad pick by Tampa, and I'll go on record for saying that from the beginning. But anyway, but
we all knew that.
But back to realignment
30
though.
for 30.
But back to realignment. I think that the
Quarterback failures.
But the interesting thing is that leadership for a lot of conferences have been bad. I think what the SEC done is they've had it easy, so they're just doing it methodically, and they picked up OU and Texas quietly. Now everybody's scrambling. What the Pac-12 done was they've shot themselves in the foot because at Pac-12 could have had Texas and OU, and I'm not saying they could have. Allegedly, Texas pulled out at the end, but they probably figured out it was a shit show. And then plus you're going over there, you're talking...
Right there, first year, Oregon. I knew they made it the first year of the playoffs. I told you they did.
They did.
Yep.
Okay. And that was it, though. Yeah, and Washington made it another time. Okay. Who was that? Who was the quarterback then for that team? Was that... that would have been after Bellotti. That would have been...
That's Mariota, I would assume.
Because
That's about the right time, yes.
So Mark Helfrich's a coach.
Helfrich, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought they made it the first year. I was pretty.
I might be wrong.
That's why he went so hard.
I might have went back a little further. Did Joey?
Hey, go back up to that first one. What was the Oregon one? The first one, the very first one. Who was the other people there? Yeah,
Florida State, Ohio State, and
Alabama.
Alabama.
13-0. I mean, we should have guessed it right there. That's why. I mean,
was that the year they won it?
What is there only 3 teams?
Alabama.
Is,
the next year,
so what is that?
Clemson.
Oh, I see.
No, Alabama won the next year. That was the
so
Mark
that's all
Henry year.
champ. That's all
Or
champ.
Derrick
And then
Henry.
there's
what they're putting right there is that's the after pick.
Yeah. I see.
But anyway, back to alignment. Leadership has been a big key. Greed has been another key. The SEC, honestly, right now, I think the SEC is not wanting to take.
Kenny's wrong.
I think.
Just flip it over. That's where the Kenny's wrong section is.
But anyway,
So
but
it's
one,
huge on the other side for
but
Kenny being
what
wrong.
what it is one conference, essentially, and now the SEC's like, hey, let's back up. We don't want Florida State. We don't want Clemson. SEC, I think, kind of right now is pat.
They do, but they don't.
I don't think they do.
Not,
because once
they know that they get them no matter
look
what they
you
do.
get now is starting to water down the SEC.
It's true, but
Florida State is not
but if
even
that happens,
comparable to OU and Texas.
I can guarantee you, we probably move into 3 super conferences out of 5. If they don't take the AAC, we're going to move into 3. We're going to move into Big 12, Big 10, and SEC.
That's what the Big 12 is kind of working on right now. They've already got the best basketball conference.
I can see part of the AAC,
and then added Arizona.
I can see part of the AAC
Utah's
folding into either the Big 12. Or,
no, I don't think so because I think that waters that down. I don't,
but I'm saying if we move into super conference.
I think the super conferences are right now.
Is it impossible just to do 4?
I don't think so because
no, they want to
East,
keep it.
West,
They're trying to
Central,
keep
North,
it 5.
and just keep it 4.
They're trying to keep it 5. We're moving into the NFL version of the
because the new playoff that this is going to be. Yeah.
Well, and that's
what I'm saying.
Well, that's going to be interesting too. Is the Power 5 champion? I mean, who is the Power 5? I mean, the Pac-12 is not a power anymore.
No, but that's in the ACC.
Does Stanford roll in there?
AAC
well, we've all talked about the ACC.
They're not really powerful, though.
All right, so since the ACC has turned down Cal and Stanford, the AAC has said we will
Allegedly.
They have said we will take all 4 teams. That's all. That's with the Washington State and the Oregon State. The Mountain West is also willing to take all 4 teams. Now, does it make sense for them to be in the Mountain West? Absolutely, because proximity. Can they be in the AAC? Yes. It's not that horrible. You know, you'd have a game every so often in South Florida, but still, most of the teams are Central United States. So, I mean, where would you think they would go? You've got a better chance of the AAC becoming a Power 5 than
the Mountain West.
The Mountain West.
Hell yes. You know why? Because everything out west is dictate.
You didn't see conferences picking from the Mountain West. They started picking from the AAC, and they've been doing that.
Well, yeah, the AAC is much stronger as it is now, and with those 4 additional, and we talked about this last week. You've got the private schools for the AAC that will fit the Tulsa. Who was the other one? Is it Temple? I don't know.
Yeah,
but anyway,
we talked about it.
But I mean, there's some.
I forgot all the private schools.
There is some bigger like
and
brainy.
the Baptist,
I call it the brainy
schools.
schools.
Don't forget the Baptist
and they
in
like
Dallas.
that because what has happened is I think
Rice.
No, Rice was the other one. I honestly think that Stanford and Cal probably balked at the Big 12 coming over. Because we were
remember they could have taken. They had the choice to take Texas and Oklahoma
allegedly
before.
Who did?
The Pac-12.
Listen,
But that's just dumb because,
a lot of talk. It actually come out that Texas balked at that. That's been a big rumor that they pulled out before the Pac-12 said no.
What was OU doing at the time, though? Was that any conversation?
Suckling on the team of Texas.
Well, we were dominating.
Really?
Oh, yeah, we were better than Texas at the time, yes.
No, what I'm saying is, like, it just doesn't make sense for us to not be in the SEC. This is, like,
It's
written in the stone, and we've just been waiting for this prophecy to happen.
We should have been in the
Texas
SEC
for a long
since the formation of the Southwest Conference. Now, did we leave? Yes. Now, did Oklahoma State end up coming, 4 years later, I believe it was? 5 years?
No,
they did.
In the original Big Eight.
No, we're not looking at that. I'm saying.
Well, Oklahoma State never left OU.
Yes, they did. When we left the Southwest Conference,
OU was never in the Southwest.
Yes, we
Conference.
were. I looked it up.
Yeah, we were.
Oklahoma State.
What year?
Oklahoma.
OU was in the Southwest Conference.
We started the Southwest Conference.
We started.
We left
in
in
the
19.
Damn,
I think we left in 1919.
A stat you don't know?
We left. OU left in 1919 to go be in the Missouri Valley with Kansas.
1919. Okay, back that up. 1919.
But that's what I'm saying. We started.
This is like.
But we
70
started.
Plus.
That's what I'm saying.
I think of stats.
We started there. We left. We went to the Missouri Valley. The Missouri Valley formed into the Big 8, and then became the Big 12. And so we have been intermingled with Texas throughout. Now, Oklahoma State stayed in the Southwest, and then came like 4 or 5 years later to the Missouri.
Sorry, folks, I missed the 1919 move from the Southwest.
So
Conference.
they came over in like 1920.
I didn't know it until me and Sean
After
started
the
talking
Big
about
Eight.
it. Yeah.
Because they've been the Big Eight since 60s.
Yes.
Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. They didn't start the Missouri
didn't.
Valley. They went to the Missouri Valley. Now, I thought they were the Big 4, but they were unofficially the Big 6.
Yes, for
At a certain point.
about 20 years.
Now, with all this conference realignment and all these schools, and that's what I was going through. I was looking at how all this started, and I thought it was with the death penalty to SMU. But I found out as I went deeper where the NCAA actually lost their foothold of television rights on all the teams. Do you know what that was? It was a 1984 court case of this school versus the NCAA. For the grant of rights.
Was
for
it a
media.
Brady school?
Was
it a Brady school?
It was a California
it's a very prominent school.
Yeah.
For the media rights.
So Stanford, Harvard, or what was it?
It was a very prominent school for the media rights. 1984. Had one of the greatest coaches of all time in college.
Penn?
You guys want to guess?
Yeah.
You're saying Penn, you're saying
It was some West Coast team.
Kenny?
What was the question? Sorry.
Who started all this mess? Who got the ability to have the schools do the media grant of rights?
And it was a West Coast team that had
No,
I'm saying it was
He
a
says
prominent
prominent
school
school.
and very prominent, one of the greatest football coaches of all time.
probably like Alabama. Bear Bryant was there or something.
University of Oklahoma Board of Regents.
Okay.
We wanted to be able to sell our media rights without the NCAA having the ability to say that they were the ones who got the money.
Well, doesn't national football, national hockey, I don't know, but a lot of them, like your, what is it called? Your,
Media rights, just
just your area, your territory, whatever, you get that, and you get the money that you get off that, because you're in, like, the district. When you're watching TV, you're local and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was that the issue? Is that, like, your local TV, NCAA was still getting money off of them?
Well, NCAA was getting money off everybody, and they were saying what schools could be on TV.
Yeah, it's like we can post
The
our own shit on
NCAA
our
was
fucking
running,
local TV.
so everything that we see now with the conferences, doing all the media rights and all that, that's what the NCAA was doing up until
84.
Supreme Court said
And
that the
Switzer?
schools
Was that
have
the
the
issue? Was
ability.
that the
Yeah,
coach?
Switzer was
Yeah.
the coach. So until 1984,
NCAA took care of who played or who was broadcast.
who was broadcast when, and they got the biggest portion of the money because they were like, oh, you got this, you got that. This CBS, they were the ones that were the media. Now it's the conferences that go through with ESPNs and ABCs, CBSs, NBCs, Fox Sports. Whereas, now we do it. They used to do it, but it was Oklahoma. I was very surprised by that. And I thought it was the death penalty. I thought it was the death of SMU for the Southwest Conference. And I found out, no, it was actually Oklahoma that went back and started all this. So, high five, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Make
but
that
I mean,
money,
but
baby.
they left at 19, and OSU left at 2025.
That's what I'm saying. It was like 5 years.
And then they started, but you still had the original Southwest Conference from Texas, Arkansas left a
was
little
still there.
early.
Arkansas was the next one to leave, I believe. in that.
91.
Yeah, but they were the next one to leave. So, that's the history lesson, and that's why we're in the predicament we are now.
Well,
Thank you, OU.
But honestly, it's
make that money for the school, baby.
And it's a lot. It is a lot about the money, and it's about because the haves and the have-nots, and these conferences right now have a lot of.
That's where the NCAA lost their grip.
Well, they have a lot of haves, but then they have a lot of have-not. They call them the teat sucklers, and you've got the Vandies.
You talking about your sons?
The Missouris. You've got the. Honestly, Kansas.
Oh, teat suckler.
Because Kansas football makes money. Basketball might be the only one. I shouldn't say Kansas as far as that, but
they got a good track team, don't they?
Iowa State would be a teat suckler, I would think.
Well, and I didn't realize that Iowa and Iowa State were
have
together.
a gambling problem?
No.
Okay.
We know.
Oh, yeah.
Huge gambling. Decker's out, so
Yeah.
I think that screws our Iowa State.
Yeah.
No, but Iowa State had started in the Missouri Valley together with Kansas.
A lot of them
Kansas State.
Yes.
Nebraska.
A lot of basketball schools.
I'd always thought, I had never really dug that deep, but I thought that OU had started.
And a lot of basketball.
I had thought that OU had started in the Missouri Valley, but no, they'd started down with Texas and them and then left.
So anyway,
Because
real
better
quick,
money with those guys.
as we finish up on the history lesson, the quick predictions where those 4 schools go. Do they all go together somewhere? Do they split up?
They need to be together. And
I still think the AAC.
I think the AAC is the best for them to go to.
I'm still going to Mountain West.
Okay.
But the Mountain West
Zach
is
doesn't watch
probably
Zach
college
doesn't
football.
care.
So. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about and the goal tonight is we're going to get through the SEC and the NFL. We're going to try to trim this podcast down. Thank you for everybody that's listened. That's been long, and you've had to listen to it in parts and pieces, and you can't drive to Claremore, and we're still talking about one thing or Tulsa. But anyway, we're going to talk.
What's Claremore?
What's Tulsa?
Exactly.
Ew.
Well, we're from Oklahoma.
I only
There's
go
no
to
doubt
Big
about
Cabin.
that.
I only go to
Hey,
Big Cabin.
hey,
back.
hey.
I think about
It's
this
still-
podcast
it's
out
still
there,
one
folks.
guy
I think about my
rambling.
nationwide folks. I understand.
Yeah, I'm thinking nationwide. You're thinking
This guy's
I
thinking,
don't
this
drive-
guy's thinking of what's his face in Watova.
Johnny,
John and
Harold,
Harold.
We're thinking about you
And I
too,
was talking
buddy.
about driving, not our fans. Our
And of
fans
course,
go
nobody knows
worldwide.
where Watova.
Yeah.
You should be listening to this
From Watova.
daily as you do your route. What do you
You
listen
should.
to
It'll
Mad
give you a
Dog.
lot of insight into it. Yeah.
I do. So anyway.
You listen to Mad Dog and you listen to. You should
I-
listen
And
to
then
all the time.
regurgitates it on this. And then he's like,
Pretty much. I heard this sportscaster say this. I'm Kenna with.
No, and
he's
but-
over there. He's like, that's pretty good. Right?
no, I give credit to everything that I
He's
hear.
getting it.
Bullshit.
No, I do,
Bullshit.
and I don't listen to Mad Dog. But anyway,
Yeah, you do.
I don't. I don't.
Only listen to the herd.
Okay,
Let's
and
talk
this is
about
how
our-
we go to 3 hours worth of podcasting
No,
right here.
no,
the argument.
he
Let's-
brought it. He
we're
brought
fine.
it.
We're moving on.
No, hold on.
Fun of him being an asshole.
No, he brought up the herd, his boy. You know,
Who's mine? No,
that's his boy.
No.
His boy,
That's
right
not my
there.
boy. No.
He talked about top
God, no.
20
Did
quarterbacks
you
that
watch
couldn't
that
win a
video?
Super Bowl, and Dwayne Haskins was one of them. The guy got killed tragically. Herd
This shit is
mentioned him.
insane.
So you did watch it?
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, dude, he's
Okay.
horrible. I fucking hate Colin Cowherd.
He's an anti-OU guy.
And
He
he's-
sucks
No,
Lincoln Riley's dick, but he's not an OU.
So the Kellen,
And he's
why
talking
he
about
calls
Dwayne-
him my boy is because I bring him up all the time because I think it's hilarious. It's because what he says is so fucking stupid and controversial.
It's inane. It's so inane.
That's why he's popular, is because it's so fucking
Is he
dumb.
that popular?
I feel
Yeah,
like
he's-
the Dwayne
he's-
Haskins
people-
things. I almost feel like he knows that and threw that in there just because he'd be like, "Let's get him riled
Well,
up."
why didn't he just say?
No.
Why didn't he say Jim Kelly,
He
Dan
can't-
Marino, Boomer Esiason, never going to win a Super
He
Bowl?
can't be that tacky. And I think there was some
I'm just-
top
Somebody,
draft picks or
somebody
something.
compared him to newscaster. No, the
I'm
newscaster.
just like,
Will Ferrell's character, Ron Burgundy. Whatever you put on the teleprompter, he's gonna read it.
oh,
And he
yeah.
did, and he sure did. And
No,
actually,
he's a big OU hater, big fucking
Huge,
Lincoln Riley
huge.
cocksucker, dude.
Well, your dad used to be a.
but he didn't like Lincoln Riley when
He was
at
at
OU.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Now he's a different guy.
Yeah, that's what you can tell. He's a USC fan or
Yeah,
a
he
California
is.
fan. I mean, he fucking loves Aaron Rodgers at Cal. He's a California guy in
Well,
some
if
sort
you're
of
gonna
way.
do
I mean,
sport, if you're gonna do sport, you've got to put all that.
Well, he was
aside.
a local.
oh, he
It's
loves
like-
Jared Goff too.
he's
He's
a-
all about Goff. He's like
Goff
the
was
guy. I
cowboy.
can see him. He's always. That's what I'm saying. He's a cowboy too.
But he's a local guy that got syndicated from L.A. and then and just talks his shit over.
He does
and
have a
over.
good voice.
And then
I'll give him that.
and then has to just keep talking shit to be popular.
Is it a good voice?
No, I mean, we could say a lot of shit right here. I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
You know, you could pick a lot of quarterbacks that ain't going to win the Super Bowl.
Fuck you,
in the
Colin
past,
Cowherd.
You know, no, I didn't say that.
Straight from Sports Allegedly. I said it, not Kenny.
I'm actually fine with that.
Sure as boy, but anyway. All right, here we go.
We're going to go into the SEC is what you want?
Yes, as we segue into the Southwest Conference.
All right, segue
Southeast
music.
Conference, sorry.
Segue music.
Which is practically now becoming more of the Southwest Conference as we go along. But anyway,
It's true. I think Rice, SMU are the only two schools. Houston and Houston.
And hell, they might make the SEC someday. You know, the way,
Oklahoma State as well.
But anyway, let's move on to the SEC. Obviously, last year championship game was Georgia. LSU. Alabama did not make that. Georgia went on to win the national championship, killed the Big 12 version of our Cinderella team. And
it's a Cinderella story.
and
And if anyone has Twitter out there, the hostility
It's X now.
on TCU, I mean,
X.
them
It's
picking.
not Twitter, it's
sorry.
X.
If anyone has X and/or Twitter out there, the hostility on TCU and the committee picking them to
It was-
even,
it was
to
bad.
even
It was
be
bad.
in the Final Four.
Well, and it wasn't just them. It was
fucking
everybody.
unreal.
There was a lot of people
We never
against
got that
TCU.
hate with OU. You know, OU jumps in there, and it was never that amount of hate.
Well, OU at least was
TCU,
in the
they're like,
game
I cannot
once.
fucking believe you
against
put this
Georgia.
fucking
yeah,
team in here.
but unlike Lincoln Riley's OU teams, TCU won a game in the playoffs.
Is Max Duggan coming back this year?
No.
Did he
got
get drafted?
Yes.
By who?
I don't remember.
That's what I was saying. Like, I guess I mean, he was almost a Heisman candidate. I was just
TCU
curious.
at least won a
I was like,
playoff
where'd he
game.
go?
Chargers, I think, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Chargers. He said the Chargers.
Poor guy.
Why?
Well,
Be Lincoln Riley's team in no time.
that's where he wants to go.
Well, that's where every Charger fan wants to go.
No, I meant like that's the coach. I mean, he's got to go. That's why I picked the Chargers third in their division this year. That coach is ass. Got a lot of talent on that team.
Okay, SEC. Let's stay on track.
We gotta
I'm
wait
on
for this guy,
track.
so we're just shitting
Yeah,
around.
waiting on Sean.
Look at that picture, though. I do like that. It does say on ESPN, I don't know if you guys can see if he's got it pulled up, ranking the best and worst position groups in NFL. I do love that photo, though, because obviously them two are the best in their respective positions, which is Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, if you guys cannot see
Yeah,
that.
that's on a podcast. But anyway, we're talking SEC. We're ready to get into SEC. But anyway,
He's back.
Georgia
Georgia,
LSU
unanimous.
last year.
I think Georgia's unanimous for winning
But
a
no,
game.
you're right about TCU, the winebags. You know, Alabama, if they'd have won one game and beat LSU, they could have been in the championship. They did not.
Well, it was
Number-
more,
no,
it was more about
everyone's
putting a
your
better
Pepsi
game on.
shirt.
It's like, you know, if you're going to
Number one
have a
quarterback,
game,
they're out this year. He got drafted.
Stetson
He was
Bennett.
no, he was the first round draft pick, the
By
number
the
one.
way, you have
Bryce
to pay
Young.
George for that shirt.
So
his name's Jim, and he's from Bushyhead.
Yeah, but no, you're paying George for that shirt. That's killing Pete.
all right, Preston, you got the picks. Got the picks in.
Yeah, you want to go east?
Yeah, let's talk about the East. Let's start.
East is the easiest.
Okay,
yes, the
you
East
go.
is the easiest.
East
Go.
Go ahead. No.
No, you go.
Oh, you want to?
Yeah.
We'll start from the bottom.
Well, you
Go
got
from the
mine.
bottom.
He's saying that you have.
You
them,
have
so
them.
you-
Read.
I-
start.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You let us
Okay.
know. what we
Kenny's
pick.
got Georgia, number one, and so do I, and so does Sean. And
That's not
then,
going to be. That's.
and then I have Tennessee.
Wait, who doesn't have?
Sean
Georgia?
has Tennessee. You have Kentucky for number two.
I don't. Kentucky's going to have a bad time, buddy.
And then Sean's got South Carolina. You've got Tennessee third, and I have South Carolina. And then
Banking on the Rattler.
Kentucky.
Fools.
And then Kentucky, and you have South Carolina.
So I banked him about middle. Rattler.
And then you haven't won.
That's what I said about
That's
middle.
flopped. Then hang on. Florida,
Florida.
Missouri, Vanderbilt. So we only have, the difference is me and Sean have Tennessee
Second.
second, and you have Tennessee third. So you got Kentucky, Tennessee, South Carolina.
You both have Kentucky
We have
third.
Tennessee, South
You both
Carolina,
have Kentucky third?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to talk a little bit about why I think that Kentucky can make that move
Wait, I thought I
up.
put Kentucky fourth.
Hang on, let me.
I thought I had South
Sean.
Kakalaki third.
South Kakalaki, Kentucky. We got Kentucky fourth. We have South Carolina third.
Yeah.
Hey, pull up Kentucky's schedule, Sean, would you?
Well, give me a minute.
Looking for. Because I want to talk a little bit about why I thought that I picked Kentucky so high.
The strength of schedule they're playing.
Well, I like Tennessee. Don't get me wrong.
I like
Milton's the quarterback. Now they lost their quarterback, and they also
lost a wide receiver too, didn't they?
Yes, he went to the Colts, I think.
Didn't they have running back as well?
God, I had better notes than this, but anyway.
No, you have terrible notes. Your handwriting's shit.
Shut up.
Hey, look at that.
We can't read it. You can't read it. I don't know why you write anything down.
Let's just go ahead and minimize that and let you look at the background for another minute. Get your head straight.
Shush.
All right, they start out with Ball State, then they have Eastern Kentucky and Akron.
Yes, this is
so
Kentucky.
They do have an easy start. Oh, they got Vandy as well.
Fourth, yeah.
So their first challenge is going to be Florida. And then
which you all picked towards the bottom.
Yes.
Which would be true. But then they've got
Georgia's loss.
Georgia, then you go to Missouri. Or you got Missouri coming, and then you've got Tennessee coming.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Tennessee's at home,
which
I liked.
It's Kentucky with Tennessee at home.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying I like the schedule how it's set up.
Then you. This is a tough close. I don't know how this.
But they're all home.
They're
they're not. At the end of it.
No, I'm sorry.
At Mississippi
State.
Can you read?
Sorry. No, hold on. Sorry. The Mississippi State, I don't think is good. A lot of people are picking them higher. I just don't. I like Will Rogers. I like Will Rogers. We'll talk about Will Rogers.
I'm indifferent on the Mississippi State team.
So the key game is that Tennessee game right there. Right. But now they play Alabama at home. Louisville's going to be down, I think, in my opinion. Even though Brom's going.
That's where I'm confused with it.
And I don't believe the Rattler at South Carolina. I think Kentucky can beat them.
We didn't believe in him either until the end of the season, and he came on.
Kentucky,
remember,
look at the strength of schedule.
He's got a vendetta. He's got something to
look at the strength of schedule. Anyway, what I want to talk about was Kentucky.
Draft year 2.
Liam Cohn.
I didn't look at the schedule.
Liam Cohn come back from Kentucky. Will Levis 2 years ago, he was borderline Heisman candidate. Cohen goes to the Rams as a quarterback's coach. They pay him a bunch of money to come back to Kentucky this year. He's a new offensive coordinator. Look at the defensive starters. They've got a bunch of defensive starters back, and defense wins in the SEC.
Nothing has happened yet. Nobody's played a game. But the predictor already has, UK up at 54.8 and 45.2. There's no saying that can't change and flip-flop.
Oh, it's a close game. There's no doubt. But I'm saying defense wins in the SEC. Kentucky has one of the best defenses.
Oh, but there's a mark?
Tennessee will not.
Mike?
They had a good defense last year. You look at their stats, and they're bringing a lot of starters back.
I don't like to look at stats because I'm not a boring human being.
I'm just saying that's what I look at. I look at schedule.
We know that you're boring.
I didn't look at the schedule.
I look at Vegas odds. No. I say, yeah, that looks good.
Kentucky
I agree.
Has an easy schedule.
I haven't even looked at Vegas odds.
We haven't started.
Kentucky has an easy schedule. I didn't look at the schedule.
I
seen 5 games they were losing.
And so does Georgia. So
all right, we're looking at South Kakalaki right real quick.
So what you're saying is when they play you, who's taking the Gamecocks on that one?
I was taking them third, didn't I?
Yeah, why don't you pull up the Gamecock schedule?
It's right there, you dick!
Okay, so loss number 1 right off the bat.
Maybe not.
I would take South Carolina.
That's a
and I know
that's
that.
A non-conference.
I would take South Carolina.
Non-conference.
You got the number 2 draft pick potentially in the NFL.
Potentially.
And you're taking
South
Carolina over them.
Bad defense. Okay. Not a strong defense.
I'd take South Carolina over them because of their defense. You just said defense wins games. Their defense is
number
worse
2
than South
draft
Carolina.
pick.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know South Carolina. I don't know. Drake May, the quarterback for North Carolina.
Then you go to D2. Then you got
I'm
D2
sorry,
Furman.
I meant Kentucky, not North Carolina.
So
we're talking about South Carolina now.
Win-win.
That's why I meant South Carolina. You keep saying North. I said South Carolina when I started.
So then
South Carolina against
is playing North Carolina right now.
This
is the new schedule. Yes.
So then you got Furman, and then you then you go to Georgia where you're going to get
your loss. Yes.
Mississippi State toss-up game. Tennessee.
I think
they can win. Remember, they won the Tennessee game last year.
Yeah, because their quarterback was out. That's the game he got hurt.
Who? Hooker.
Yes.
But I'm saying still
won.
But
what? So now you have a new quarterback. You don't have Hyatt, the wide receiver. The defense for Tennessee wasn't that great anyway. You had to bank on
the coach is awesome.
You had to bank on Alabama.
I'm going to say they had to throw points.
You had to bank on Alabama.
Good enough to beat Alabama in the first time
because he missed an extra point or a field goal. I'm just saying.
I'm going to say
Magic happens.
Look at
Tennessee
this.
right
Look
now
at this.
is OU. That's who they're.
Look
They're going
at-
to score
look
a
at
lot
the
of
end of
points
there.
and not stop people from scoring.
Look at the
period.
end of the South Kakalaki schedule. You've got a Florida who might be up with Billy Napier. We don't
Still
know.
South
That's-
Kakalaki.
yeah,
wins.
Florida's
Down
Gym.
Missouri.
Missouri. Yeah,
Oh, Texas A&M, who's
Win.
just we don't.
But that's there, so it makes it tougher.
And then you
They
got
have
Jack-
some talent.
Oh,
I'm just
they
saying
have
that-
talent. They have
I think-
talent every year, but they have bad coaching.
I think that's a toss-up.
and
game
then you
right
get
there.
Vandy. Then you've got Kentucky. Then you've got to close out against Clemson.
Okay.
So, yeah, they could. Like I said, that's why I got them picked at third. I like Beamer. I like Beamer's coaching. I like what he does.
I do too. I totally agree. I don't like Rattler. I don't like Rattler in pressure games. I just don't. We've seen him at
Give
OU.
Kentucky-
We've seen him at
Kentucky
but
needs 2 more
Kentucky-
years to build back up.
Kentucky has a defense right now.
They
plays better at South
but
Carolina
They need
than he
their
does.
offense. They need to build that back up. 2 more years.
They
They brought
Yeah.
Cohen
Kentucky
back.
will
From,
be back up.
I'm just. I don't think they're going to be down.
Offense versus OU.
So,
It's
you know,
complete different.
What do you want to move
Yeah,
on to?
yeah,
you
he's
want
Simpler.
to talk?
Yeah.
You want to talk Georgia? They have a speeding
Do
problem.
you think Dylan Gabriel or
They have
What's
the
his face
easiest
is better?
schedule. I think.
Yeah, no, but
It's,
they also have a
uh,
speeding
Rattler.
problem, and they have a recruiting
I would
issue
take Gabriel, but he's
with the
still
lady
Is that a
recruiters
loyalty
hanging out
issue,
with
or
the,
do you really
with
think you
the
would take
players.
She got fired.
I mean,
too,
we're the
Yeah, and
ones that
she's
are
filing a
Dylan
lawsuit.
Gabriel
And remember the
haters.
other
Why
one,
she got fired.
and the
I mean,
other one who
which ain't
died
gonna help
hanging
her.
out
OU
with
offense
Jalen Carter.
when
Which ain't gonna
when
help.
Rattler was here.
So,
if you had the
where do we
choice
go?
between
You
Gabriel
wanna
and
talk about
Rattler
Florida, or do you
under
think
the
Florida's gonna
the
do?
new offense?
Up or down?
Take Rattler.
What do we got going over here?
Me
What's
too.
going
I
on?
mean,
Hold on.
I mean-
We got a side conversation. I
So
want
we were just saying, like,
Yeah, let's hear it.
Rattler under Lincoln Riley, maybe it didn't really work out. There's a lot of stress. Caleb Williams, who wanted to come in.
Remember,
Let me finish.
Rattler had success
Just-
under Beamer. Beamer left, had a shitty season.
Let me
That's
finish.
why he left to go to
Exactly.
South
And I
Carolina.
mean, he got pulled in the Texas game and it all turned around. But I'm just saying, like, right now under the new offense with what's-his-face.
Gabriel versus Rattler, they're the same
I think,
quarterback. I mean,
I'd
would-
take Rattler right now.
It's a
I mean,
toss-up,
I think
coin
so.
flip.
Dylan Gabriel's ass.
He is. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Dylan
I know he's a
Gabriel-
Heisman finalist for you.
you just wanna,
Potentially.
You just want to hang out with. I can
No, I mean I want to hear their thoughts
turn their audio off.
because I want to hear the Lincoln. I want to hear the Rattler versus
Gabriel.
why that didn't work out. How many games? Do you even know how many games that Rattler started for OU?
2.
No, he started 4 or
Four.
maybe
didn't.
5.
Are you talking about this
He
season?
started the 5th game and got pulled. And,
Fifth or sixth?
No.
Okay.
No. He had a full season, didn't he?
No, he
God,
did
no,
not.
not
No,
at
he
OU.
did not. No,
His
he-
freshman year, didn't
Beat
he?
the shit out of Clemson, and that was a good thing for them because that rivalry's there.
Who did he-
And it's a good time for South Carolina to
Who did
finally
he
beat
start?
Clemson.
What-
That is huge for
I
them.
thought he
As a
played-
bedlam for them, and
Who was the quarterback ahead of him?
I don't think Spencer Rattler's that bad. I think he's just kind of a.
Probably Kyler Murray.
Yeah, it
The
was
problem is the
No,
offensive
Hurts.
scheme. There was
Hurts.
too much
Jalen.
shit going
Jalen.
on in the offensive scheme under Riley for
Yeah, but
Rattler.
Rattler
You
played the
simplify
full
the
full
offense
season.
for Rattler. He's not bad.
Well, the thing is Lincoln Riley already knew he was going to leave, so he wanted to get Caleb Williams in there. So
But you gotta
make
remember-
him a star child, so he could
you
just
also
bring
have to
him on back
remember-
over to UC.
you also have to remember that
He's
the
seen something
albino
special
Rattler-
on him, and I know he did.
Do
Don't
remember
call
the
him that.
albino Rattler
Now hold on, I want to talk about that.
was Lincoln Riley's first recruit.
Yes.
Caleb was
Huh?
his second. The albino Rattler.
Caleb wasn't his second. He was the second one that came.
Well, who was the second?
Hold on, you just keep talking.
Malachi?
No, I can't
No,
think.
he
Van
got rid of-
Brocken or whatever. his
Oh,
name is.
that's right. Yeah, because they
Doesn't matter
sent,
anyway.
they
Here's
sent
all I'm
Tanner
saying.
Oh, it
Mordecai.
don't. Hold on, I'm going to give you
Whoa!
that.
They sent
I don't
Tanner
know who that
Mordecai.
is, and
They
all I'm
sent
saying
Tanner
is
Mordecai
that-
away.
this is how we get off schedule.
Caleb Williams
Well, 38.
is better. I mean, he's better.
Well, we're only doing an hour 15.
And
I
he
remember
knew
that.
that, so
All right,
it's
SEC
fine.
West.
But Dylan Gabriel to
Go ahead and read off
what's
what
his
we got.
face?
I've got Alabama,
Hold on,
LSU.
hold on, I'm
No,
gonna
no,
be-
we've got it.
no,
Kenny,
time-
we're at 38. We got to go.
But
to
we'll be
SEC
done. We'll
West.
be done by the hour and 15. But I want to mention that
For our fans.
Brock Vandergrift was.
No
his-
one knows. I don't know who that is.
If you let me finish,
Because you have no
you
idea
don't
about
watch college
recruiting.
football. You don't do any of that.
Is he still
You
like?
didn't even do picks. So shush.
No, yeah.
But anyway, Vaught
Yeah.
Vandergrift
Why are you talking?
is the backup.
What
quarter-
year is this?
Would you let me finish? Are
Well,
you
I'm
done?
just trying to ask, like, what year is this? Is this because we were talking about it previous? Is this like a past thing or like a new thing? Is this a new
when
guy?
you're
coming?
done, let me know.
Go ahead.
Can I talk?
Yeah, just make sure to add that in there.
Add what?
When did this happen? Who is this?
Brock Vandergrift was the number one allegedly rated quarterback, pro-style quarterback in the nation.
When?
Listen, would you let me finish?
Let me finish. Just when?
Yes, it was be 2021.
Okay, it's 2023. Move on. Who is this guy? Where's he playing right now?
Talking about Lincoln Riley at OU, big fella.
I know. Where's this
That
guy?
was
at
his
It was
quarterback.
number one
Would you
recruit.
let me finish?
Where's he at?
This is why we run over.
Yeah, no shit.
He just keeps talking.
Yeah,
He's
we're
not
about
even-
to- we're about to
I'm
hit
just
40.
like the guy you're
just
talking
shut
about.
up!
Okay, go ahead. Where's the guy at?
He's still talking. He's at Georgia.
He's your goddamn son. I
Third
don't.
string.
You shut him up.
Third string.
This was Lincoln Riley's guy.
Okay, that's
For
not
you
what he
to-
said from the beginning. Though.
From 2 years, he was his guy. The number one alleged recruit. And he flips and goes to Georgia because he lives in Georgia. That's how we got Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams wasn't on Lincoln Riley's radar. Let's not give credit to that guy for bringing Caleb.
Whoa.
Caleb
Whoa,
was
whoa,
not.
whoa,
Hold
whoa,
on.
whoa,
Caleb.
Hang on.
How do you know that wasn't on his
When we
radar?
got Lincoln Riley as a head coach, I said he was a piece of shit. We didn't need him as a coach. He was horrible. As a head
That's
coach.
different. Yeah.
It's a whole different
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
I'm saying that.
I'm just saying you're
You-
you're throwing Lincoln Riley that was his guy that he picked, and then he got Caleb Williams. He was a
There's
fucked
nobody.
up coach to begin with. He was not right for OU. He's not right for USC.
I think
he's not right for anywhere.
I think my only point was
his
is this-
recruiting is horrible.
I think my only point was his quarterback recruiting, as he's been called a quarterback guru,
Yeah,
has
no,
been
no, no, no.
has
No,
been
I get it.
transfer, went to Georgia and got lucky with Caleb Williams.
Okay.
That was my point.
But he
And
did,
my point
he did
is, I
recruit
agree.
Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln Riley
He did
is
recruit
horrible.
the albino rattler. And
I said
tried
good
to get-
quarterback.
right, and he also tried to get.
And Brock Vandergrift, second to
he-
third
he was
string
al-
at Georgia
he also-
right now. He's a redshirt sophomore.
Remember, he also
what I
tried
was
to get
trying to
Cam.
get to.
He almost had Cam Rising.
Didn't get him.
I know, but he's at Utah beating the
Gets-
shit out of him twice.
Kind
already.
of get to my point though is
Riley sucks.
don't give credit to Lincoln Riley for getting Caleb Williams because he wasn't his choice. Brock Vandergrift was his choice. They were the same year
Okay.
quarterback.
I was just saying what we had, what ended up.
Yeah,
happening.
we were just talking about what. Yeah.
You got upset by this. All right, AFC West, NFC West, SEC West.
Let's talk about the SEC.
One of the West.
Let's move on to that. So everyone consensus Georgia's going to represent the East.
Yes.
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 I took LSU again. I believe. No, I took Bama.
No, you took LSU.
Did I take LSU?
Kenny took LSU. I have LSU, Alabama as a toss-up. Either one of them could be there.
I don't like the.
Well, cheater, make a
coaches-
pick.
I got Alabama one, but
Okay.
I think
I don't
it could be a toss-up. I mean,
don't
either
like the
one
new
of them.
coaches that Saban has brought in. Right now.
Oh. Don't like Steele and Reese?
No. And if they're going to take another season or two to get back up to where they were.
I have an opinion on this. This is pretty strong about
Okay, come
Kevin
on.
Steele. Kevin Steele's an old school guy.
Yes, we know.
Hard nosed.
Well, I know. I don't know if
Anyway, he's a guy that can be controlled by Saban.
who Zach.
He could be too.
For sure.
Kevin Steele is a guy that's gonna he's gonna set the narrative. I thought Pete Golding was very they hired Pete Golding because he was at UTSA and that offense was a high-powered offense. Same way, and ironically, there was two candidates for OU's defensive coordinator position was Pete Golding and Grinch. They both out Washington State for Grinch, Golding at UTSA. They both had offenses that ran high octane offenses. So the rumor was those were the two candidates. Lincoln Riley hires Grinch, and then
Never my
Saban hires
It was an
Golding.
improvement, but not my favorite.
I don't know. But anyway, Golding's a guy, he's at Ole Miss now. Lane picked him up immediately once he left.
Oh, that's a
Because
shame.
allegedly, he left Alabama to go to Ole Miss. I mean, that was one of them Saban's like...
Because he didn't want to get
He
fired.
didn't find a fucking
He didn't
job.
want to get fired.
the fuck on
He
out.
saw...
And I'm going to bring an old
saw
school
the
guy
writing. Yeah, he
in
saw the
because
writing.
I'm an
He's like,
old
I gotta
school
go.
guy in, and we're going to run this defense. We, not you little bitch, because he's younger. He's probably younger than I am. Or Pete's close to our age. Yeah. He's not. He's a pretty young guy. And he was a blitz guy, go guy. But he ran with offenses that were high octane. Once Lane left Alabama, it went back to a lot more pro style, Bill O'Brien. And now you bring in Tommy Reese from Notre Dame, young guy. Younger. There you go. He's way younger than I thought he
he's
was
way
actually. Jeff's age. But anyway, so you bring
47.
you bring in Tommy Reese, Tommy Reese is even younger. I think Tommy's 35 or less. He's probably one of the youngest coordinators for a Power 4 conference now.
Oh.
And so
Taking a dig.
and he came from Notre Dame. And I think I think they're going to do okay. Only thing is, I think I look back at LSU. They go to Alabama.
Oh,
but
God. Yeah, he's 92.
yeah, so he's way young. So they do, but I think the Alabama
He's
LSU
31,
10 years old.
32.
is the LSU game at. Pull up LSU schedule, Sean. I think LSU is at Alabama.
What happened?
If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
we know what happened.
So anyway, so we both
Did you hear that?
do we both trans, back and
Gender
forth
each other?
No,
No.
LSU, Alabama.
Yeah, you can transpose.
Yeah.
But they're going to be in the top.
They're the top two. But
Now, ironically, like I talked about, is Alabama had the number 1 quarterback in the draft, and they still finished second in the West last year. LSU was in the SEC
It's
championship.
because you like Alabama quarterbacks. We don't know why.
No, he likes Ohio
You
State
guys like
quarterbacks.
Hurts.
Oh, no.
Justin Fields.
Yeah, because he went to OU. But he likes Ohio State quarterbacks
Yeah,
as well.
he does.
which is
Besides
totally
Hurts.
You just like colleges that put up.
Besides Hurts.
He didn't go
besides
there.
Hurts, what?
Wait, remember
Hurts
he
didn't
went-
go to Ohio State?
No.
I'm sorry, Fields. Besides Fields, who I said it wrong. But
C.J. Stroud. Garbage.
I don't like him.
Yeah, you do.
No, I'm saying who.
After he runs for 1,000 yards this year, he'll be
what
like,
other Ohio
he's
State-
good. I swear he's gonna get somewhere.
Oh, wow. Oh, LSU.
He likes everybody but
LSU,
Jalen
you're
Hurts.
killing
Actually,
He does.
Oh, my God. LSU just has.
Well, we can't
the
get on that.
easiest
That is
schedule.
a
I don't know,
that
they
is a
opened
hour tear.
Hey, you're opening with the ACC favorite to win, Florida State, but then you've
And
got
I believe
Grambling.
Florida State won
Hold
last
on.
year.
Look at what they've got to go through: Grambling, Miss State, Arkansas, Ole Miss, Missouri. Your next challenge is probably Auburn, and we don't know how that Hughes Freeze team is going to be.
Oh, we haven't finished
And
y'all's
then
West.
you have Army. Alabama is the next challenge. And
So-
then you've got
so-
Florida,
So you
Georgia
have
State, and
Auburn and
A&M.
Alabama are the only two teams that you have to play that's really a challenge.
Is nobody in love with Ole Miss?
No,
this year?
Florida State. No, nobody's in love with Florida. Ole Miss.
I haven't heard the rest of y'all's picks yet.
Well, just wait. All right, what do we got for number 3? I guess would
You
be-
got Ole Miss and I have Ole Miss, so we're
number
kinda,
3?
Yeah, we do.
Well, yeah. They're still trash. They're better than A&M because I think I have A&M number.
Yes, we A&M and Arkansas is what I have,
Some of
and
us
you
may
have A&M and Auburn, and you have Arkansas,
Who's my third pick?
Arkansas, and
You got Pittman that high?
A&M.
He's got to rebuild that
I tell
team.
you why. Defense lacks. New coordinator, though, on the defense, which I like.
He's got to rebuild
You
that
have
team.
Hold
Arkansas
on.
at 3. I have them at 4. Sean has them at 4. So we're all close on Arkansas. We got them one spot apart.
Oh, they're... What? Well, I got them
You
3,
have
don't
them
I?
3.
Yeah.
I have them 4. Sean has them 4.
Oh, okay. Not bad, then. I like the
They're not
quarterback.
going to dominate, but
I like the
they-
quarterback. I like Rocket Sanders as the running back. I think the offense is going to be potent. What they need to do is make sure their defense. They did lose some
I
defensive
lied.
lines.
Sorry.
Yeah, you guys picked
Sean,
them.
no, I have
Oh.
right here. Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss, Arkansas. You have LSU, Alabama, Arkansas. So we got them one place off. Sean, sorry. Arkansas is second to bottom for Sean. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. You got Arkansas way down. Sorry.
Oh, did I put Ole Miss up there? I'm sad.
Pull up Ole Miss's schedule, Sean. I want to talk about a little bit about Ole Miss.
put up Ole
Because
Miss.
where did I have Ole Miss? When you guys had them 3, what
You have them last. You have Ole Miss last.
I do. And I tell you why.
You have them behind Arkansas, Mississippi State, A&M, and Arkansas.
Mississippi State's got an easier schedule than Ole Miss. They have a very easy schedule. Second thing is A&M has more talent than Ole Miss.
We're at 48.
Not talking about coaching. I'm just talking about talent. They do.
They've had talent for the last
Hold on.
7 years, and
Listen,
they haven't won
Jackson
5
Dart
games.
is their quarterback at Mississippi. He ain't any good. Spencer Sanders maybe is going to be the quarterback from
Papa,
OSU.
why are you
he
yelling?
ain't any good.
I'm just saying, A&M has had the best talent
Pull
for
up the
years, and they
schedule.
still suck
Which
ass.
one?
Have you-
Which
How
one
many
was
games
it?
they win
Mississippi.
last year?
5.
Okay. And I got them at maybe 6 this year.
Okay. And I don't have them a whole lot more than that. I just think Mississippi's
No,
gonna
I'm
be
just
worse.
saying.
What are we at time wise?
Well, I said we were at 48. Now we're at 49.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Oh, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Pull that up. What do we
Allegedly.
got?
I'm waiting on
We're
the
not-
internet
we're-
there,
We're
motherfucker.
not making an hour and 15. We're
We
not.
will make an hour and 15.
There's a
because
loss.
Pull
NFL,
up Ole Miss.
the NFL
There's
is
a
gonna be-
loss.
No, there's going to be arguments on the
Not
NFL because I'm
about-
looking.
It's
Look
the
at
hardest
that.
ones
Look
to
at that.
do.
They start
Well,
out
one of them is.
One,
in the
2,
first
3 wins.
win, loss.
Now, hold on.
Win,
Hold
loss,
on.
loss.
Tulane is picked to win the AAC. I think most of us had them number one.
I think we all had them.
And they returned a lot of players that beat USC last year. So let's not talk about that's just an auto win, and it's at Tulane.
I still think Ole Miss beats them.
I said it was a loss.
I still think Ole Miss beats them.
I thought you meant that was a loss. Okay.
No, I said it was a loss.
Okay.
Mercer was a win.
It's a toss-up game, but I
Tulane's
still
a
think
loss.
Ole Miss beats them.
Georgia Tech's a win.
Yes.
Alabama lost. LSU lost. Arkansas
loss.
Toss-up game.
It could
Auburn
be a
toss-up game. I don't know. Hugh Freeze has to rebuild that whole team. Vandy is a win. Toss-up game.
No.
At A&M.
Win.
Georgia
loss.
Win. Or loss.
Win.
UL Monroe win. Toss-up game.
Win.
Like half their games are toss-up games.
So you picked Mississippi State last?
I got Mississippi State last.
Have you looked at their schedule?
I have not looked at their schedule.
Pull that up. And I'm going to pull that up, Sean. I'm going to talk a little bit about A&M's schedule. At New Mexico, or New Mexico, at Miami. That's a toss-up game.
Yeah.
But it don't matter because Louisville Monroe. Then you go Auburn, Arkansas, Alabama, all at home.
Still 3 losses.
They're
in my
all
opinion.
at home.
They're 3 losses.
all at home.
Three losses.
Kenny, stop saying Texas A&M at home is an automatic win.
I didn't say it was an automatic win. It's just not as easy to say it's an automatic loss.
It's not as easy
At
to say
Tennessee
it's an automatic win.
versus
Jimbo-
South
They had
Carolina.
5 wins. They had 5
Jimbo
wins last
Fisher is
year
still
and
their
4
coach.
wins the year before. So.
Hey, listen. They're going to finish better than Mississippi. I'm just telling you. And the Mississippi game is at Ole Miss, so we'll see.
God.
So that'll be November 4th on a Saturday.
That's why I have Mississippi State last. Now,
Do you? They have the easiest schedule, I think, besides Georgia.
LSU, South Carolina, Alabama,
Well, they all have to play them.
Arkansas, Auburn, Kentucky, A&M.
I have them last
Ole
also.
Miss.
Me and you have them
Okay,
last.
so you don't think a lot about A&M.
Southern Miss has a chance to beat them.
No, they don't. And you don't think a lot about A&M, so that's a
I said it was a
toss-up at the end.
toss-up. I said that was a toss-up.
I mean, Kentucky's a loss, obviously.
Yeah.
But they have the home game.
Auburn wins.
Arkansas wins. Alabama
Western Michigan.
wins.
You know what? The sad thing about that Western Michigan game, that's a toss-up game.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Stop.
it is.
Stop that madness. Will Rogers is a good quarterback. He is.
You just like the name because you're trying to get into the family to get more gold.
No, he is. He's a good quarterback. He's going to be one of the.
This is why you're banging a Wooten.
No, it's actually going to be
You're trying to get Tim's money.
Want to be one of the actual quarterbacks here in the SEC. That's the most experienced and that's
better cut that out
and it's
right
got
now.
a lot of talent. Is Will Rogers?
Shut up.
And if you looked at his stats, it fits it. So anyway, we've got him put down. It's going to be interesting fodder. We've left it on the
SEC
board.
West is going to be fun.
All this
Oh.
fodder is interesting.
All right, here we go.
No, that's all AFC. NFC.
No, we've got it all moved. All right, let's move on. Anything else on the SEC?
Now,
Okay.
Alabama, Georgia, or
Me and Sean are really close.
LSU, Georgia.
You have a couple that's way different than me and Sean.
I just like Kentucky, and I don't like.
Me and Sean have
Hey,
Mississippi
Hey,
State.
did we pull up Tennessee's schedule? Did you
Low.
pull that up
No.
already?
That was my point of Kentucky.
Mississippi
Please
State
do
and
that.
Auburn is very low.
No,
Mississippi State
listen.
and Auburn's very low for me and Sean.
He said
Kenny's got them in the
Mississippi
middle of the
State.
pack.
Mississippi State.
No, just pull up Tennessee.
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
I just
Mississippi.
Give me a
State.
fucking minute,
I
man.
just,
Let
I
the
just, I
goddamn
thought
internet
Tennessee's
do its
schedule,
thing.
and I think the people they lost. I don't think their defense was very good last year.
Just look at
I
your
think they're going to
background
struggle.
and shut up.
I just do.
Just look at the background and shut up.
Shush.
Look at that. That's how I
So
used
if
to
any
say
of
hello.
us
I used
say
to text that.
that's
picture
just
to
the way
people
we
to say
think.
hello.
It's like, well, this is what I think, and you're wrong, and you're dumb.
Well, that's how Kenny believes
I know.
all of his
That's
I
how
know.
we communicate.
I know it is. It's
But I mean, so
You're fucking
but,
stupid.
No, hold on.
You're
but
dumb.
No,
Yeah, you're fucking
I haven't
stupid.
said that at
Why
all.
do you say that?
So
That's
you
just
do
dumb.
read our text messages.
No, but I think the first, as he pulls up the schedule, the Kentucky schedule, they have the first 7 games for a bye week, and I see
A bye
you got
week?
a bye week. Ball State, Eastern Kentucky, Akron, at Vanderbilt, Florida, at Georgia, Missouri. I think they have 1 loss right there before their bye week.
Well, I get that.
Okay.
But the rest
Well,
of the schedule
I didn't look
shit.
at the schedule, but you're right.
Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, Louisville. So let's say out of those,
We just looked at all
I
that.
know, but I'm saying out of those 5, let's say you just split even 2, you're 8 or 9 wins.
Okay. Well, good for them.
Look at Tennessee's schedule.
Austin P, Regina,
What point
Florida,
needs to be proven before we move
UTSA,
Four.
South Kakalaki.
That's a toss-up.
Look, we've got
So they
1,
got 4
2,
wins.
3, 4 wins to start. A&M
Toss-up, win.
Toss up.
No, They lose
Alabama's
to
a
Alabama.
Tulsa.
No, they lose to
It's
It's
Alabama.
a fucking loss. They got
lose to
so
Alabama.
lucky last year.
Then
Let's not
you've
be
got
ridiculous.
win, loss, win.
Was it a missed field
Okay,
goal? or
I'm going
was
to
it
tell you,
a
the records look
game
about the
field
same
goal
to me.
that they won last year.
It was that weird
No,
line
you
drive.
didn't. You just
Hey,
said it
asshole,
was.
we're
Was it
54.
missed,
It was
or
some
it a
field goal.
kick?
It was some field goal.
54.
Yeah.
54. Are we ready to? Are we done yelling about all this? Tennessee's going to be finished number 2.
Whatever you think, Sean and Creston.
All right, let's
we'll
move
see at
on.
the end of the year.
That's
Are
my.
we
Right,
doing?
Sean,
Are we doing the NFL?
segue.
Or are we doing
Yeah,
the?
let's do the
That's
NFL.
Miami,
Yeah.
Sean.
Do the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should start with the
NFC. We'll go with
NFC,
NFC
of course,
East because
the
the
bottom.
NFC East is going to turn
Hey
into
guys,
an
this ain't
argument.
gonna take much.
I know because the NFC
Eagles,
won.
Cowboys, Giants, Commanders, or Commanders, Giants. However you want to look at that.
What did you just say?
Eagles,
Say it one more time.
Cowboys, Giants, Commanders.
That's what I have. Is that what you have?
That's what I have.
What do you
What
have?
was it?
Eagles, Giants.
Kenny has
Yeah,
Eagles,
Eagles,
Cowboys,
Cowboys,
Giants, Redskins. We've all got that the same. There's
that's
no need
Commanders
talking
there,
about
Ray.
We
it.
have the same. Okay, moving on. Okay, it's like,
There's no need
I
talking
told
about
you we wasn't gonna talk about
hey
that.
boys, we all agreed on something.
Now, hold on.
Let me put my bullshittery in there. What I'm going to say, guys, is it
The
could go
boys
this
are the
way.
most likely to be last. Is what you're about to say.
On the 55th minute, we all agreed. On the
But I do
No,
have,
but Kenny has.
So we got
Kenny has
15 minutes.
shit.
We can knock
Kenny
out
has
the
shit.
hardest
Why do you have to
one.
say anything?
I just have a little commentary on this.
A little commentary.
There's nothing to
I'm
say.
going to cover my ass and say
There's
that we
nothing
can
to say.
switch a few
It's going to be some sort of
I
Jalen
was just
Hates
saying you
hurt
could
or
switch
that
the
Dak
last two
Prescott
around.
hurt. I mean, it just.
Oh no! Remember, Jalen Hurts is in this, and he hates
Whenever
Jalen.
you're
I
done.
know. That's what I'm saying. That's his fucking commentary. What do
Hey
you got?
Sean, where's my little other fucking? Hold on, I had to.
What is that background? Can we show that to the
No.
crowd?
No, no, keep that off the.
No, the only thing I wanted to talk about though a little bit because everyone was in love with the
He needs it, of course.
NFC.
Or,
NFC
Corona.
East.
What?
God, go on. I mean,
Hold
get
on,
to the-
strength of schedule.
Please.
Have you seen the strength schedule? Because I'm pretty sure. And hold on, let's pull this up because I thought I'm sorry.
Fuck.
No, I'm just
We
saying.
all agreed, and we have to do stats
Yeah,
anyway.
we do.
It's not stats. It's just I don't.
It's just bullshit commentary.
You act like
so
we
he can
didn't
cover his
look at
ass
the
in case
fucking
something goes
schedule
out
to
wrong.
create this list.
I do a little bit because I want to talk about how I think that the Cowboys and the Eagles could be interchangeable.
Cool.
A little
we all
bit.
kind of think
Okay,
that.
okay.
Do
That
we
is
all?
What
definitely
do you-
possible.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Definitely
All right,
possible.
all right, here we
But I'm
go.
taking the safe bet.
Here we go.
safe
You
bet.
you want to know? NFC East Commanders have the number 8 hardest schedule in the NFL. Giants number 4, tied with the Cowboys at number 4, and the Eagles have the number 1 toughest schedule in football.
Yes, that is correct.
Now AFC East, Patriots.
Well, we're
have
talking
the
about just the
number
NFC.
Patriots have the number 3. Dolphins have the number 2.
they're all up high.
He's still
Jets,
talking.
Jets have the number 6, and the Bills have the number 7.
What we're saying is that's why we picked the East last is because those two divisions have the hardest competition of the whole NFL.
Why didn't you just say that?
I was trying to get to what was the hardest, but I'm saying the
You don't
Eagles.
have to build up to it.
But I'm
just say
saying
it.
the Eagles
Say it.
and the Cowboys. I almost want to pick the Cowboys.
You made a lot
because
of drama out of it.
because
But
of-
you can't. But you
I
can't.
know because I don't like Dak.
So that's why we
Okay,
can't
we've
either.
talked about this 1,000
the
times.
group knows that. We all think the same way, but we can't pick it. We pick the Eagles because it's safe. No matter how much you hate Jalen Hurts,
Don't hate
it
him.
is hard
Horrible
to pick
hate.
Dak Prescott over him. That is what's harder to do. And people
Massive
need to
hate.
realize
It's not
that.
harder
that
to
listen.
do. Zach,
It's not harder
Dak
to pick
Prescott-
Dak over fucking Jalen Hurts.
no, it's not even a competition.
Oh,
Jalen
there's
Hurts
your
is
trivia.
here.
There's your
Dak
trivia
is
right
fucking
there.
here. It's not even close.
Oh no, I meant like with the.
Hi.
I meant. I went. I
Here and here.
went with the.
Dak is fucking horrible.
I meant with the schedule.
Dak wins all the
Hey,
playoff games they go
Jesus
to,
Christ.
don't they? Yeah.
I meant with the fucking schedule
Have
and
the
everything
Jets already
going on.
lost? Oh, this is preseason. Okay. Anyway, I'm just kidding. No.
Looks like the Dolphins already lost too.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, how did the fucking Bucks
2-0.
do tonight?
Well, Baker Mayfield had a hell of a game. 8-9
In
touchdown.
he had his first hell of a game since 2000.
Well, he had to play, didn't he?
Counted it as a loss.
Did he have to play? I mean, it's not like he played
Yes, he
defense.
did.
Okay. I
He
mean,
had to
lost.
play.
Baker Mayfield
They
don't play
are
defense.
fucking competing. Yeah.
They ain't competing.
No.
Yes,
So-
They
That's
ain't
what they
competing.
said
No,
earlier,
that's
Sam
bull. You know why they're doing
Or not
that?
Darnold. Who is it? Trask. Sorry.
They're not competing. There is no
Darnold's in
competition.
California now.
Baker Mayfield will be the starter 100% mark it down. He'll be the starter game 1.
Yeah.
The only now,
Vegas
hold on.
odds, I agree.
No, the only reason they're saying that is because they don't want Trask Feelers to get hurt, and he's cheaper.
Feelers?
Because Baker's on a 1-year deal.
Would you call him Trask what? Feelers?
Trask Feelers.
Trask Feelers?
He's got those feelers.
We don't want Trask Feelers to get hurt.
I
wasn't-
and what we mean is
Here's
his
my-
feelers
can I
getting
ask a
hurt.
question?
He wasn't
I
any
got
good
one
in college.
question.
Shut up.
I got
That's
one
the
question.
question was Trask Feelers.
Shut up.
Here's my question. We all have the same pick, and we have to have a fucking argument with Mouth over here because here, wait a minute, let me cover my
Very
ass.
damning to
Oh,
this
no,
podcast.
he just needed
it's
to
damning
say
to this
something.
podcast.
I know.
When we all
What am I
agree
covering my ass
when
about?
we all agree on
Well, how
something,
much-
he's
how
like,
much
"Hold
do you
on,
hate Jalen
I've got a
Hurts?"
second. I got to put this on 15 minutes real quick because." I mean, I just don't.
We
think
all
it's
picked the same thing.
We
Let's
all
move
think it's
on.
interchangeable.
Yeah,
that is
well.
very interchangeable. No
Well, you
shit,
wasted
dude.
5 minutes of my time talking about Vandegrift when I couldn't even talk about him because you said, what year? What
You were
year?
the
What year?
only
What year?
one that brought him up and talked about him.
Because no one really talks about him.
And
They
no one knows
suck
who he
Lincoln
is.
Riley's dick
Who
over
cares?
and over. He's just
I
not that
don't
good.
care. I don't know who that is.
Who,
And
Lincoln
you screamed
Riley
at me
or Brock
for it.
Vandegrift?
No, I
I
don't know
don't
who
think
that
either
is.
one. Because
All right.
I think Carson Beck's
All right.
going to win the starting.
Move on.
Hey, and that's another thing that we didn't even talk about for going back to Georgia is they're bringing a quarterback, and so is Alabama. That's why I picked LSU. But anyway, go ahead. Moving on.
All right, starting with Sean because we haven't started with Sean yet. Who you got bottom?
Everyone's got
For
the
what?
same.
Patriots.
Everyone's
yeah,
got
Patriots.
the same.
All right,
Everyone's got the
who
same.
do you got second?
Why is your fat hand?
Who do you got second?
I picked the Jets.
You?
Jets is what Kenny's got.
Everyone
That's what
Jets?
I've got.
I
Yes.
picked the Bills.
Oh,
Oh,
Mister,
God.
look at me.
You time, Daddy.
I want you to
I want to be like my daddy and say some bullshit.
Well,
that's
Daddy,
way
notice
out
me.
there.
Hold on. He thinks he's a fantasy guru. Sucks.
Guru. Guru. Is
Same
that like a
difference.
gyro from
That's
Arby's?
a hero.
Is that a sandwich? Is that a Mediterranean
I only
sandwich?
want to ask one
You picked-
person.
this
I only
is-
want to ask. Let me fucking
Same
talk.
guy that
I
picks
only
the
want to
Rams.
ask one person one question. Kenny, if Tua is healthy, do you think he can beat the Bills twice?
No.
I would go split.
They split.
I like the.
It's the first
Listen,
time he goes against Tua. Crazy.
No,
well, I
you-
think that Tua and that team can beat the
Take
Bills
your hand
twice.
off,
I think he can beat the Bills twice.
Take your hand off. Nobody
Secondly,
cares.
I think the Jets can beat the Bills twice.
Oh, he is
He's-
right.
Oh
That
my
Aaron Rodgers.
God.
They went
Oh!
7-10.
Aaron Rodgers. I
Rodgers.
know I'm a fucking Packers fan, but I'm a Jets fan.
Don't you ever go against Aaron Rodgers. He's the man.
Here's you guys' second that you'll agree on. Why don't you guys suck your cocks a bit? Yeah.
I got the
Well,
Dolphins.
two, and then the Bills
Kenny's
to
got
win.
the Dolphins. Sean's got the
You put
Dolphins.
the Dolphins as your number 3. And
Number
you're a
2.
cocksucker?
Number 2.
Ooh.
Oh, 2. No,
Yeah.
who's your third? I'm the only one that put the Bills. Who's
Jets.
your 3?
Jets.
Jets.
Three.
We've all
We're
got
all
Jets.
the same.
Jets.
We're all
Jets.
exactly the
Okay,
same.
got it.
Jets, Jets.
And then 2 is Dolphins.
AETS, third
We all got
place.
2 Dolphins. I got
place.
Dolphins. I got Dolphins as 2. So we can
Oh,
all
good
get-
for
Hey,
you.
boys,
Yeah,
what's
you
up?
agreed with us.
But I just
Nobody
said the
touch
Jets.
him.
Yeah, I got Jets number 1.
Why? Why do you think that?
I think a quarterback is a very important position in the NFL right now.
Okay.
Aaron.
Especially with running backs and the way it's going.
Aaron,
in the
I'm
pay.
glad you cut your
I think
hair.
that is the most important position in that sport.
The only question
I
I,
think
have
they're
is
fucking
is Aaron's
loaded.
doppelganger that
That
was at
team
Green
is
Bay
fucking-
that
can I
they had
finish?
all kinds of stuff
That
on
team
Sports
is-
Center. Is he moving now that he's at the Jets? Is he going to move?
Oh, yeah. That's a
The
good
doppelganger.
point.
I mean, I'm
As a
sorry.
fan, does he move to New
I know
York
who
now?
you're ta- Oh yeah, he's got the Jets.
Higher
Yeah.
take. Remember this look-alike? The doppelganger.
They were
in the crowd.
identical. It was amazing how close they were.
Here's the thing I don't like about the Jets.
Didn't
A couple
he keep
things.
telling
Go on.
I like one receiver
I like
they
the
have.
coach. I like 2 receivers.
Who's the other one?
Garrett Wilson, and who is the other one?
Just Garrett Wilson's all.
No,
But anyway,
no, they got Garrett Wilson, and then who's the fucking
somebody old.
Sherrod?
I'm
No,
sure
he's
somebody
really
that came
good.
from. Is he? But
Yes.
anyway, I don't like the offensive line.
Oh well, I mean they have Lazard, and I mean he went there with them.
It's somewhat rebuilt. It's not.
The
complete.
offensive line is horrific.
I'm saying it's somewhat rebuilt. It's not.
Why do you not like the Bills all of a sudden?
Oh, Randall Cobb's there. Oh, Corey Davis. Corey
Oh
Davis is
God,
not
Corey
bad.
Davis was that the TCU guy from Texas? He was from Texas,
Yeah, he's
wasn't
not
he?
bad. He just has kind
average.
He's had Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
You cannot shit on this team for having Zach Wilson.
I'm
This
not.
is the only time I've ever watched a game in my life, which I'm young. But
Zach
the NFL
Wilson
game
banged his mom's
where
friend.
they literally boo the fucking. I mean, that team. They put Zach boo every time.
Pretty
he
sure they
passed,
they
boo.
probably booed Mark,
Boo.
Mark Sanchez at a
No,
moment.
they
I
didn't.
think they
They
did
got
too.
taken to a
He
conference
butt fumbled
championship.
twice.
It's fine.
Twice.
Listen, I like the Jets team, and honestly, I'm going to tell you this: I almost have all three.
What do you like about the Bills team over the Jets team?
I like their quarterback. I think their offensive line is better.
What has the quarterback done that Aaron Rodgers hasn't?
I didn't say better. I shouldn't say better.
You like him better.
Hold on. Let me back it up.
It's a personal thing.
Hold on. No. Let me back up.
Why do you like him better?
I like Josh Allen better behind the line he's going to be playing with. I have a feeling that Aaron Rodgers is going to run around a lot. I just think he's going to have a
And
bad
the receiver-wise, you have Stephon Diggs.
I like Diggs. Yes.
Okay, and then who was the guy that you really like for the Jets?
Wilson.
And then your secondary, you have Davis for the Bills, which you said last night you don't like.
Bills concern me on the secondary. Bills concern me on the secondary.
Lazard, you just don't think that's like a...
Bills concern me on the secondary.
And then who's a running back for the Bills?
Cook.
Yeah, his little brother.
From Georgia.
Yeah, they haven't had a running back in 5 years, it feels like.
Well, Singletary was there.
He's ass. He's not a running back. He's shit. He's bad. And then who the fucking... We have Breece Hall over here in the Jets. You think that Cook is better than Breece Hall?
If he can come back and stay healthy, yes. I like Breece Hall. I do. I mean, the Jets...
Who do you like better, the Bills coach or the Jets coach?
I would say the Bills has proven more than the Jets coach.
Proven?
As a head coach, he's got more wins. He's made it to the AFC Championship.
It's a bit
Saul is not.
Bit of a... I mean, this is the first...
Hey, you're asking the question, not me.
Hey, well, this is the first-year quarterback.
But it's not a first-year coach. He coached last year, too.
And
did he do well with those quarterbacks?
Second year,
Not well. That's a coaching decision.
I think the Jets are going to be good, dude. I think you're going to look dumb on that one. The Dolphins...
So
the Dolphins was the shaky one that I had because it's like, Tua, I don't know what happens, but I think that team is so good that I just think the Bills, they can beat 4 times combined by the Dolphins and the Jets, and that's going to hurt them. And the Patriots, they'll split with them. They will.
Well, it's interesting because
they are actual rivals. I mean, them two. They split every fucking
The
year
concern I
usually.
have for the Dolphins, and I actually almost flopped the Jets and the Dolphins because I don't like either one of their offensive lines. And I think that I've seen Tua, when he's got a bad line and it doesn't bode well, I've seen Aaron Rodgers with a bad line, and he can throw it away and roll his eyes and move on.
Just like all your children.
But I like the coaching of Miami. I think the defense, I know you like a couple players of the defense of the Jets, but I think Vic Fangio coaching the Dolphins and the overall defense that they have is much better. Now, Ramsey's got to come back and be healthy.
Here's the thing.
This is going to be a later
deal. The way that you're
deal.
talking right now makes more sense to me because I put the Jets and Dolphins at the top too. If you would have put the Dolphins number 1, I would respect that because I think that that's any way possible. The Bills
I don't
are
like their
fucking
line.
third.
I don't like their line.
They are not that good.
I don't like their line.
Von Miller, aging. Who else?
Von Miller didn't get to play last year.
Diggs, prima
He's
donna.
going to play this year.
Josh Allen, he's 6'8". I mean, if you put 3 inches on any other quarterback in the league, he's amazing if he could truck through those fucking people.
And head coaches run the defense this year. That's going to be interesting.
Huh? What?
Could be a problem too.
Could be. You're right. Could be.
It's going to take more skill on defense
Leslie Frazier
rather
took a
than
year
coaching skill. Which
I
the
think
Jets
but I mean,
eclipse that.
But you give shit to Von Miller. He didn't even play last year. He got hurt early and get to play the rest of the
Jets have the number 1 defense last year.
One of the top, yeah.
And they went 7-10.
I think they won 8.
I mean, their hole was literally a quarterback. And they got 2 other receivers that Aaron Rodgers loves. On top of that, they got Cobb and Lazard.
Hey, I hope
and they have no offensive line.
This is the Jets' schedule.
But I do think the top 3 make the playoffs.
The
I mean, the one time Mike White played, I mean, he looked amazing.
Hey, here's your Jets starting.
You know where Mike White
Bills,
win.
Loss.
Win.
At the Cowboys,
win.
Pats.
That's a toss-up.
That's a
loss.
Win.
Broncos,
Win.
Eagles,
Loss.
Giants,
Toss-up.
We got to talk through their plan.
Chargers.
Yeah, that's a good point. We should.
Raiders.
Okay.
Bills.
We're a
Our
podcast.
listeners
They
can't see it. Yeah.
Dolphins. They can if I put it up, but I'm not.
Sorry. Okay. So go back to the top so we can talk through this.
Is that?
We got
Wait.
7
Scroll
minutes
back down.
left.
Scroll back down. This is actually kind of funny. Scroll
I've
back
been
down.
reading
No.
it out.
Scroll back down just a little bit more. Look the passing yards. Or is that just from the preseason?
It's just preseason.
No, scroll down. You're scrolling up. I just seen pass yards, Zach Wilson 65.
Yeah,
I was like, was that last year? Like, I mean, that's about what he got.
So Bills is
7
a
wins.
loss.
It was the Patriots that won 8. That's right.
Yeah.
Toss-up, loss. win.
See, the reason I put New England at the
Loss.
end, and I think we all
Change
do,
up.
there was
Broncos.
way too much egomania there. I mean, there's something going on there. Zach
Oh, they
Wilson,
got an easy
or not
closeout.
Zach Wilson.
They do have an easy closeout.
Win.
The last three
They'll
is a
split
win.
with the Dolphins. Yeah. Win.
So,
See, I'm not on board with you. I've got them winning
And that's
5
fine.
games.
Oh, no, I got to win
6
more than that.
games.
I honestly, and I'm tempted.
I think this is literally Aaron Rodgers. I'm
'Cause
not
I
fucking
mean-
with you. It's straight to the Super Bowl.
But you're
wins,
an Aaron
it's
Rodgers
done.
fan, so can we let everyone know on the podcast that you're a sympathizer? You have Green Bay outfits.
I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan.
Oh, you just
I'm
like
a
Green Bay
fucking
because-
Green Bay fan, yeah, and that's okay that I'm a Green Bay fan. I
So
mean,
you're now in love with love now.
no.
Well, why
I'm
not?
a-
You're a Green Bay fan, right?
Blah,
It's
blah,
like we
blah,
speak
blah.
about earlier. Humility is an okay thing to appreciate. I understand that my team is not going to be well, much like he does. He puts his Bears in last place and puts Packers in third. We agreed with that, and we're Packers and Bears
Well,
fans.
that's just silly. Because the Bears are.
Anyway,
bigger
what I'm
than
saying, you look at everything through
I don't know. They could finish
rose-tinted
second.
glasses when it comes to OU, and you look at everything through Tampa Bay eyes, where fucking Baker's gonna have comeback season here. He's gonna have a monumental season.
Pretty
It's
sure
just,
I picked Tampa last, did I not?
There's that. Yeah, you did.
Bucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
No glasses there.
I did
but
too.
Go ahead.
I did too. But you're afraid. I mean, you're like, they're not gonna get the first. I mean, we kind of bullied you into that shit.
No?
Comeback player of the year, possible MVP candidate.
Whatever you
All right,
say.
so what are we doing? We're at the 1:10
That's it,
mark.
dude.
You have
There's
5
nothing else to be
minutes.
said.
Kristen, no outdoor minute. I do have a couple tidbits I want to talk about.
Oh, I got trivia too. Shit.
And he's got trivia, so I want to. You want to do your trivia for? I
Yeah,
just
I'll
had
do the trivia and then you finish that. 'Cause I
Okay,
like to smoke
go-
when you
okay,
do trivia. I got one that's really easy and then 2 that are kind of difficult.
Okay, talk on the microphone.
Hold on.
He's gonna find his notes.
And
Give
we're
him
gonna
a
get
second.
within 1:15, bitch.
No, we're not.
It's 1:11.
Why not? You said
It's
it's 1:10.
1:11.
I only have like a minute.
Who has the most touchdowns caught and or ran in Super Bowl history? So it's not thrown. That's what I'm saying. It's not a quarterback.
Jerry Rice?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
There
right.
you go.
Okay. Anyway, here's
You
the
shouldn't
test.
say that, Sean. If you know it, you got to give everybody a chance.
I
This
didn't say
is
shit.
this
I don't
is
care.
thrown.
That's what he yelled at me last week.
Thrown, rushed in, anything, touchdowns, doesn't fucking matter. This one's going to
Tom
be
Brady.
fun
So
for
it's a
Kenny.
quarterback.
This is going to be fun for Kenny.
Tom Brady.
Tom
The
Brady.
SEC.
Okay.
The SEC.
What, for what?
Waiting.
All-time SEC.
All-time SEC scoring leader?
Just touchdowns.
Touchdown.
Oh, touchdown leader.
So it's not
And-
field goals
And
extra
throwing
points.
could be in it too.
It's a running
What
back.
kind of fucking question is that?
I don't know. You just said it.
I said throwing, passing,
It's a
running,
running
doesn't
back.
matter. It's
Oh,
a
it sounds like Tim
touchdown.
Tebow.
It probably would be.
It's a goddamn touchdown. You score a touchdown,
It probably
Could
would
it
be
be Tim
Tim
Tebow?
Tebow, if you get to count
Yeah,
throwing.
Tebow.
it's Tebow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah, you're. Oh,
and
here's,
then the next one, Big Ten. Same thing.
well, who-
This is where it gets hard. I left it. Save the best for last for you guys.
Tony Dorsett?
How about Ron Dane from Wisconsin?
No.
Damn it.
No, I definitely wasn't Dane.
He was so good.
He was.
Was he in the Big 12 for a bit?
He's Big Ten, you said. Is it
I
some
said Big 12. Big 12.
Oh, I thought you said Big Ten.
You said Big Ten.
Oh, my bad. My
You
bad.
said
Sorry,
Big
12.
Ten,
That was
'cause I
that was
was-
me. That's my B. That's my B.
Oh
Big 12.
shit. Okay, Big
I
12.
would obviously do Big 12. I'm doing like OU
Okay,
shit and
Big
stuff
12.
like that.
Hang on.
OU, SEC.
Wait, scoring leader?
Landry Jones. My pick.
I would
now.
almost go Landry.
No, it's a
Big
Texas
now.
guy.
Oh, Vince Young.
It
Possible.
might be Vince Young.
You guys just keep discussing
Ricky
amongst
Williams.
yourselves.
Well, it's passing too, though, so you're gonna have
Yeah, but
quarterbacks.
Ricky Williams was a
It ain't Baker Mayfield.
faker in Mayfield.
He played a lot of. I'd still say Landry. I'm gonna go. Big 12 all time.
Sam Bradford.
Oh, Ricky Williams.
That's what I just
So-
said. I
Did
just
you?
said Ricky. Yeah.
So
I
real
said-
fun. I can't tell
I
you
thought
the
you said
stats.
Vince
I can't
Young.
tell you the
No,
stats on what
he
you just
said
said
Vince
because I can't remember when I pulled it up.
Anyway.
So
But
who
I will
was
tell you
it?
this: Graham Harrell's number 1.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
At Texas Tech.
Air raid offense.
Number
Harris.
2 is Baker. Graham Harrell had 134 touchdowns.
Yeah, he
Baker
played
had
longer.
131. It's like, dude, 4 more touchdowns, you'd hold that record for a long time.
Here's one that I got.
But
with
Landry
Kenny.
was number 3, and I don't blame you for saying Landry. I think Landry was
He played
he a
for 4
5-year?
years. He
Or
was,
4.
No, he was a 4-year
I mean,
because
I think he has one of the most yards too in OU.
Yes,
so
he
you would
does.
assume, but he just couldn't score touchdowns.
Josh Heupel got a lot of shit for having him, but he had him the whole time.
Who's the only?
And I feel bad that
you remember what I told you. Who's the only quarterback out of the 2016 draft class who has not been cut or traded
Landry.
No.
from their team? The quarterback. A
Oh, it's
quarterback.
OSU fucking
From-
Steelers.
Oh yeah,
Steelers.
Rudolph.
Has
Rudolph.
it been that old? He ain't that old.
Yeah.
Right? Is he
he's
around
not
that area?
young.
That's what I would put.
Ru-
I can't
Rudolph.
believe he's
no,
still
it wasn't
there.
Rudolph. Rudolph's been cut too.
No, Rudolph
No, he
never
played
was cut.
tonight.
Yeah, Rudolph's
Yeah,
never
He's
been
been
cut.
cut. He was cut and brought back.
No, he wasn't.
No, he played
I
tonight.
said 2016.
Oh,
I know.
boy,
That's why I
hiccups.
don't know. I just guessed.
Dak
26.
Prescott.
Oh, it was Dak.
I
Yeah.
told you this. I told
Yeah,
you
that was a
about
first.
this.
But I
He
think
should
the
have been
stat
cut
was a
long
first round
ago.
pick.
Jared
Not
Goff.
come back.
Sorry,
we
Louis
had
fans.
we
Yeah.
had him. We had Jared Goff.
We had
I got fucking hiccups. All right? I don't know where the fuck it came
All right, you do
from.
your stats on this one.
Don't walk in.
Yeah, don't go.
Tacky.
Yeah, very tacky.
okay.
You done with your trivia? Is that
Cardell
all you
Jones
got?
was in it. We're at 115. I got it over.
Yeah, see, that was on purpose because I only have a minute. Hey, all I want to talk about.
Time this a minute.
No, no. Did you see that?
Got it.
Did you see the Arizona State? What he said, the Arizona State AD, what he said about going to West Virginia.
Yep.
I ain't going anywhere. I'm not traveling to West Virginia. He's Big 12 member now. I'll send my assistant AD to that. Dick move. That's why your teams suck.
You also saw what an ex-Big 12 coach said. Hey, by the way, you've got a great opportunity being in the Big 12.
Yeah, well, he doesn't, and he's not going to have a job long. Pac-12 commissioner, also not going to have a job long. Want to talk about that. He should resign now and let the 4 teams go somewhere else.
They don't even have a Pac-12 anymore.
They still do.
4
It's still a
teams.
conference.
For
I
one
promise
year,
you.
one
I
year.
promise you, it's still a conference. All right. OU announced their non-conference team. Non-conference schedule for football for 2024. Did you see this today? Houston, Tulane, Maine, Temple. Boom. Maine will be
They're playing Houston 2024 and 2028.
Yeah, Maine will be that November 1st game. That's SEC typical at the end of the year. But in closing, I wanted to talk about Eric Bieniemy at the Washington Commanders.
Your minute is over.
Whatever. And that's his minute too. That's what
So
I'm saying.
Eric Bieniemy being too hard on them shows you the culture that Ron Rivera had brought in, and LaShawn McCoy opening his mouth about Eric Bieniemy being too rough.
You know what it really shows? It shows why Eric Bieniemy hadn't been a head coach.
I thought about that too. I
That's
meant to talk to you about that.
Listen,
That
owners,
was
if you do your due
that was
diligence,
something
when
that I
you-
meant to bring up.
if you do your due diligence as an owner and you're hiring a new coach for your program,
How many Super Bowls
do
does
you-
Eric Bieniemy
hold
have
on.
under him now?
Take out Andy Reid, he's got 0. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to hire a new coach, you're going to
He's
talk
not the
to
offensive
players.
coordinator.
Hey, listen, so-and-so, do you know so-and-so used to play for the Chiefs? Oh, yeah. Have him call me. Hey, what'd you think about the offensive coordinator? Fucking prick. Done. See? That's how that... You see how that goes? It's a cycle. You got to hire people you trust. Or you talk to people you trust.
And they want that
about
player
people.
bonding. They want that.
You have to in the NFL.
Exactly.
This ain't this hard-nosed bullshit. And Andy Reid is not.
They all make a lot of shit
So
ton of
anyway,
money.
did
They
you
don't want
see?
to.
No, did you see that Ron Rivera come out? He's like, well, Eric's never been a head coach, so there's some other things. And then you got Jack talking about Jack Del Rio's defensive coordinator, who's been a head coach, which I love him. The last time the Raiders were good, he was a head coach. Last time the Saints,
No, the last time the Raiders were good,
he was a head coach.
no,
But
no.
anyway,
what's his name?
Jack Del Rio had a pretty good record.
No, I was trying to make fun of him because me and Kenny always called him Bo. It wasn't Bo Bridges.
Anywho,
It wasn't Bo Bridges. It was the guy that went to Nebraska.
The fuck is this guy going on?
no, I know what he's talking about. And he
Bo
was
Callahan.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was
Bill Callahan. But we always called him
And
Bo
he's
Callahan.
still an offensive coordinator in the NFL.
I know.
Yeah. So
Very
anyway,
sad.
but going back to that is you call around people and you talk to people. Eric Bieniemy, he's not been a head coach because he doesn't relate well with his players. Andy Reid's running that show. He's calling the plays. Eric Bieniemy is just an offensive coordinator that, I don't know, sets up the fucking chairs and the tables and shit. I mean, I hate to put it that way. It's a game plan deal. So he takes another job.
He's going to take notes down on what?
No, he takes another job because he wants to get out of that shadow.
I know. He had to
So
take the
fat.
names down on.
And
who
there's
was
already
doing-
problems. That's why he's not a head coach. No one's saying this because the obvious reason. I ain't gonna say it.
Sexual?
No,
He's
everyone
black?
knows why.
Well, say it then.
He's black. That's why no one's gonna say this.
I think
But it
it's-
has nothing to do with he's black. It's because he's just not a good coach.
I think it's just because he's.
No one is saying
I think
it.
it's because Bieniemy is an old school coach, and they are not enjoying that old school coaching.
But you don't do that in the NFL. I'm not an NFL coach, but I know that if you're an adult male, especially that's older and making
We're
money,
well aware of you not being an NFL coach and how bad that would be for a team.
I don't have a problem saying that.
going
That's what
on?
no one's saying.
What's going on with tits back there?
No, he's saying that we said because he's black is an issue, and it's not. It shouldn't be. But
never
that's why
should
no
be.
one's saying he's not good. Because they're afraid that they're going to make it into that. He's just not good. Andy Reid's one of the best all time. You're going to another team running the offense, and now there's issues already with players. Players are coming to the head coach, Ron Rivera is not white.
He's Puerto Rican.
Okay, so you're going to him, and there's already issues. It's not a race thing, but no one wants to talk about it.
Because they'll turn
Nobody
it into...
wants to work that hard
That's-
anymore.
No, they'll turn it into a race thing.
Yeah.
That's all it amounts to. I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Yes,
So-
everything...
Hey,
Man
the
up and say
players
it. That's
don't
not
want-
why he's not head coach anymore.
You're
He's
so-
not.
Because he sucks ass at head
Let's
coaching,
look
period.
at your middle child right
he's just
now.
not good.
Let's look at your middle child is not good.
I mean, he's run
And
off.
he
whatever that
vomits
means.
every
But
time
anyway-
he runs.
But anyway, he's not a coach either. But we're talking about coaching and
I'm
leader
talking about
of men.
your son being coached.
I'm talking about leader.
He's a
of,
player who just cannot take hard work. Number one,
he's
can't
also
take hard
15.
work. It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Some of us were
He
farming.
doesn't get paid.
Some of us were farming.
He's in school.
Some of us were farming.
Horrible analogy. Horrific
You
analogy.
couldn't take hard work.
Horrible. But
He's
anyway,
number one
Off that,
vomit.
I understand what you're saying.
That's
because
my point.
He's
You
working.
could
there's,
take
everybody
there's
knows
already
the rest
issues.
could take hard.
There's already issues.
Okay, what's the time?
Internally.
Yeah,
I had to go off on my Airbnb because I think there's a lot of issues there, and it's not.
I only
gonna
have
work out.
1 minute, and 14 minutes later, Kenny's done.
We're at 5 over. That's what.
Okay.
Nope, 6 over now.
6 over. So his 7 minutes, your 1 minute turned into 7. I'm just
I'm
saying.
cold kill here.
I'm done.
Is that it? All right,
No,
so-
I agreed with you, though. I can understand what
But
you're
we
saying.
This
haven't bitched about
episode
Jalen Hurts yet. I mean, god damn it.
Can we talk about
Can we do it for an hour?
Yeah, can we talk about
This
Hurts?
episode brought to you by George Kelton Heat and Air. We have
Thank you,
one of
George.
the, we have one of the workers here. You have
That
to
never showed up to work.
you have to dry wash that shirt or dry clean that shirt because you sneezed all in it.
Yeah.
George
Thank you,
needs all
everybody,
that
for
money.
listening.
Yes.
Sorry, I went
Next
off on
week,
Yeah, next week. What is next week? Gonna
Big Ten.
be, yes,
Next
Big
week's Big
Ten.
Ten. I will do. I think we'll do NFL. You want to do NFL futures?
Well, no,
Or
we're gonna recap. Yeah, no, yes, we're gonna start.
Do you want to do what we think?
No, we're gonna do-
Super Bowl playoffs.
No,
or
we
do
talked about
you-
doing over-unders, and we're going to pick 5 and 5. I've switched it. So we're going to take the Vegas odds. We're going to pick 5 over, 5 under, and we're going
The
to pick
season
that.
hasn't started yet next week.
Well, we could, yeah, it's going to be 2
But
weeks
that's
away. It
what-
ain't going to
that's what I'm
change
saying.
much.
Are we taking?
We want it, but we're going to review the Pac-12 because Creston wasn't
Oh,
here
we're
for
gonna go
that.
back to the.
We're just going to
Pac-12?
review it a little bit,
Okay.
review it, and get his picks.
Okay.
We're also going to do the.
So we just get to pick the 4 teams, or we're going ahead and picking the ones that's still going to be there.
No
this
shit.
year?
Don't worry. I
the
Can we
current
just pick
this
the
year.
4 teams?
Folks at home, that's
I
kind of an
picked
issue.
Utah.
You
I
notice
think I
I'm
picked Utah to
quiet
win.
during
I think
all
I
that
picked
shit.
Utah,
It just
Oregon.
doesn't matter right now. It's always the number 1 team that goes there. There's a 4-team playoff. It doesn't fucking matter right now. You know, it's nothing like this. Like where it does come down to maybe 8 to 12 fucking teams this year. It just doesn't matter.
Well, I don't know.
You
I
just
mean,
made
everyone.
us up.
Yeah, everyone predicted USC was going to win the Pac-12 last year, and they did, and they lost to Utah twice.
Twice.
Sorry,
So that matters.
Sorry,
You
one or
have just
two.
made us
One or
all
two.
dumber
One
by
or
listening,
two. One or
dude.
two. One or two. Sorry.
One or two or what? I mean,
The 1 or 2.
Washington
and the-
looks
He said
good.
1 or 2.
You've got Penix
He
winning the
said
Heisman.
1 or 2.
He's got Penix
1 or
winning
2.
the Heisman. That means,
1 or 2.
well, I mean, if Penix wins the Heisman, Washington's going to have to be better than 3rd or 4th place.
Oh no,
So
you
Big
can suck
Ten,
it with
you
a
had 2
Heisman.
people, right? You had Ohio State and Michigan, and then
We
you
haven't picked
had-
the Big Ten yet.
No,
we
I'm
haven't
talking
done
about
Big
last
Ten.
year, and then in the Big 12 you had 1, and then SC had 1. Fucking boring.
Well, we can do NFL. We can
That's
do
what I'm
our
saying. It
NFL,
doesn't matter.
we
Like,
can do
Well,
our-
generally
playoffs.
the USC gets
It's
into
like-
that, and it's not 4. It's just still 4 this year.
Are we
I
gonna
mean,
do
the
our NFL
championships
playoffs?
of whoever
Are we gonna
wins
wait
these
till next
conferences.
week?
Who gives a fuck?
Well,
Like,
it generally sometimes
It does
propels them
matter.
to the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's why it gives a fuck.
but I just said you had 2
Because
big,
if USC would have beat Utah, they'd have been in the Final Four, but they didn't.
but they
Yeah.
weren't. But that's what I'm saying.
No,
You had 2 Big Tens, 1 SEC, and 1 fucking Big 12. I mean, it's fucking boring. It's boring to listen to that shit. That's why I can't wait until it's the 12 team, because then, I mean, you're going to have several. It'll be fun to rank that
Okay,
down.
we were talking about just reviewing the Pac-12, and now you're talking about a playoff deal. That's totally different.
How
We
did you
understand.
get into that?
Yeah, playoffs are much better when there's more.
I was just
How
saying,
did you
like,
segue into something that we
Yeah.
didn't even...
Yeah.
God damn.
He's talking about USC. He's like, they're definitely in the Final Four.
God, you still
Even though
want
they've
that
lost
Lincoln
twice
Riley.
last year.
Lincoln.
that's fine.
And they had Caleb.
Oh, Lincoln. Give
Take
me
it in
that.
this year. I think
I
they
know you
make
guys love the Final Four
Well, who do
playoff
they- hey,
thing,
who
and you
does-
pretend it matters.
Hold on,
but,
who does
like,
USC
yeah,
have
that's
as
fine.
receiver right now? Because they lost.
I think they
Addison was
lose
their best
in the first
receiver.
play in the playoff games, depending on who they got.
I kind of have them picked for the Final Four,
Right.
too.
So,
They're in the Final Four.
Next week
USC?
is
Oh, they're gonna suck his
no
cock.
NFL.
He wins the fucking Heisman again. Yeah, they'll suck his
We're
ass
gonna
all
do-
Yeah, but they're not going to
No.
have a loss this
We're
year.
gonna
If
do
they do,
Big
it's gonna
Ten.
be
We're gonna do a
one.
Pac-12
Pac-12,
recap.
and no, I think, and
You
then
don't think so?
whenever you want to do our
We have anything?
overs
One
unders
Utah
on the
loss.
picks.
You want to do some
Unless
baseball?
No.
In the second conference
You wanna talk-
championship,
you know
Utah
what I'm
Not
talking
quite
about?
there
will win
yet.
that time.
You don't talk about the Guardians.
Nobody likes the baseball
You
picks.
don't talk about Guardians.
Yeah, no one gives a shit.
I haven't
Baseball,
checked- I haven't checked,
162.
But the Cubs were in 2 games last week. I
You
don't know.
guys were in third whenever you said that. You said you were in second. You were actually in third.
Hit it, Sean.
They're in second now. See y'all. Thanks, everybody. Join
Yeah,
us next
bye.
week.
All right, everybody. Bye.
We were in second
I'm ready
that.
to tell you how I really
Because
felt.
of that
That
day.
would've been-
That day we
that
were in
would've-
second.